It's a quiet day on the pond. Having a late morning walk around the pond. Come along with me. There's one of the beaver huts. The beavers have been eating up this hillside here like crazy. I'm approaching Yoga Hill. Great place to do morning yoga. Overlooking the lake. This is the dam area. Where we have a spillway. Takes this little creek on down to the Osable River. It's a lovely spot. Spillway has to constantly be cleaned out. Beavers are always bringing something over here to try and dam it up. Water's flowing through the spillway today. I've seen a lot of turtles on that stream. It's a great place for wildflowers as well. In another month or so. I'd say 2 months. You never know these days though. Homeowners leave their canoes here for a paddle around the lake. It's a typical Adirondack scene right there. Overturned canoe. A couple of pine trees. And this is what I call Bucky Beaver's wood shop. Lots of beaver chips everywhere. Logs being eaten for the winter. Lots of stumps everywhere. They cut their trees down and pieces down. Bring it over here to their lodge. Little beaver hut out there. You can see they put a lot of extra wood on it for the winter so they could munch away without traveling too far. Family of beavers are living in there right now, probably. Well, there's an interesting creation. Everywhere you look over here, beavers are taking down the trees. I collect that birch bark and I make book covers out of it. And I'll tell you more about a project I'm working on with the birch bark. Yep. He almost cut through there. Might have got distracted. Maybe by his mate. Said, I'll finish that up another time. Let me go get some beaver action. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. These trees that still have leaves on them, they're beech. And they'll hold their leaves until they start to flower out some new leaves, and they'll push the old leaves right off. But they get lighter and lighter and bleached over the winter. I've got bagfuls of these leaves that I'm going to be ironing and then gluing the book covers in one of my videos coming up. We have a nice homeowners association here. One of the projects they do is trail maintenance, making little bridges. I remember this tree. This was a silver birch. Beaver took it totally away. Hey, bring my tree back. There's the third beaver hut on this pond, lake. In the springtime you can hear beaver kids in there, beaver babies, yapping away. Now this I don't think was done by a beaver. This looks like the work of a woodpecker. The chips are too small. Beavers leave bigger chips, and they don't generally go into the base root of a tree like that. There's another footpath, and you can see where the beavers are working on that wood too. Maybe sharpening their teeth. Well, in this type of weather, having these little wooden bridges certainly help keep your feet dry and clean. When I first came here 47 years ago, this was the only beaver dam there was. Now there's a huge colony. And if you follow this back and across the main road back there, it goes on for a good mile or two. One beaver dam after the other. There is a footpath that goes up and around, but I prefer to walk over the old beaver dam. I could listen to the sound of bubbling water all day. But I'm getting hungry. This spot will be totally magical in another month or two. Frogs, migrating birds. We'll come back and we'll see what we can find. There's another look at that dam I just walked across. A little one in front of it. Then the lake. Coming off the trail on this end, and I'm going to follow the trail right into the wood. There's a little footbridge there I'm aiming for, right under this natural archway. Got a little stream. Going out to the lake. And here's where that forest trail will end for me, on this dirt road that leads down to my house. This is where they have fiber optic cables, so we can get our internet and phone lines back here in the woods, all underground. And there's a little path up to my studio. up there in the woods. I'll meet you up in my studio, and we'll talk more about birch bark and beavers. Well, that was a peaceful walk this morning. Always loved walking around the pond. Weren't many birds, had some crows. My app on my phone, which will identify birds, told me there were only crows and some other very common bird like a sparrow that's around right now, but no migrating birds yet. They'll be coming in another month. I'm way ahead of the season, only because the season has changed so early this year. It's a little frightening, really, to be March 3rd and have it this warm and mild, no snow on the ground, everything melting. We'll see where we go from here. But the beavers, they own the pond. They own that area on the other side of the pond. I'm all not that concerned right here where I am, but there are some homes nearby over there where they're probably taking trees down on their property. And I don't know if they'd affect the house at all, but so it's a kind of a strange situation to be in. I have neighbors that want the beavers to stay, and I have other neighbors who don't want the beavers to stay. I don't know how we're going to find some happy camping ground on this one. But nevertheless, I decided to do a project with the birch that the beavers have taken down. And I made a series of birch books, 30 of them here exactly, where I used birch as the cover, Japanese paper, and a nice beautiful cotton writing paper, or drawing or painting on. And these I'm going to distribute around the trail in another month when it's a little bit warmer, around the Easter time. And it'll be a nice surprise, and I'm hoping it'll be kids and young adults who will find them and write a little story in them or something like that. We'll talk more about that. I made a video of me making all of them. But as I was filming today, I was thinking, I'm going to take you along on a lot of my little hikes. I used to do larger hikes into the mountains, but I can't do that anymore. Health reasons. But there's a lot of beautiful little hikes like that you can take in the area and around the Adirondacks. And I'll take you along. So thanks for watching. I'm Terry Young, eating art every day. Peace.